Good morning. Today is 26th December, Tuesday 26th December 2023, otherwise known as Boxing Day. I hope you all had a lovely day, probably with your families yesterday, and if you're like me, still getting over the enormous Christmas meal, which of course was very enjoyable. Anyway, what is Boxing Day? What is Boxing Day? It's an interesting British invention. It comes from this country and it has been taken on board by several other countries, particularly those that used to be in our Commonwealth. And the origins are somewhat blurred, as so many things are as it goes back. But there are several things that stand out. There was, even in the Middle Ages, there was a practice of putting alms boxes in churches before Christmas, and that money would be collected in there for the poor. And these boxes would be opened on the day after Christmas, which was in fact St. Stephen's Day, which of course in those days in the Catholic Church, St. Stephen's Day was an important day. That's possibly one of the earliest connections. There are even stuff going back to Rome apparently, but that's a long while back. Now it's also true that in the 17th century, and there is some records of this, that the staff working in people of the big houses, and there were many people involved in working in what they call working in service in this country, and they were given the day off on Boxing Day to go back and visit their families, because they would of course worked over Christmas serving the family that they work for, and they were normally given boxes to take home with presents for them and their families, and probably some of the food that will be left from the banquet that would have taken place. And that's definitely a tradition that went on. There was a tradition of leaving money and packets and possibly boxes for people that did service jobs right up to even when I was in my childhood and even in my 20s. I remember, I'm going to be 70 this next year, but it's not that long ago, is it? And we used to leave money out regularly for the dustman. And I do remember that in Surrey, when I was a teenager there, we used to have a knife grinder come round, a bit of a character, and we always used to give him some money, and it was just a normal thing that was done. And nice practice, really, looking after people at that time of year. And because people were much more hard up, really, than they are today, and times were different. And of course, I always go back to my beloved Africa, because I have my heart is still half there, really. And if you ask your African friend, certainly in Zambia, and I know in many other African countries too, did you have a good Christmas? The answer will be yes. I had a very good Christmas. I got 30 kwacha. Basically, the sum of money decides how good your Christmas is. Really, that's how it comes down to. And of course, your houseboy would be talking to you before Christmas, say, boss, I'm looking for good Christmas. I'm wanting good Christmas this year. Yes, it's a very important time. And of course, you see, there'll be many people living on the backs of people in those positions. I mean, some people have 8, 9, 10 children, and an extended family. And I'm pleased to say that most Europeans were very generous. I mean, my dad used to give the equivalent of another month's wages for Christmas time, which of course is it's not a vast sum of money. I think probably about £14 or £15, but you are talking about when houses in this country cost, £4,000 or £5,000. It's a different world, isn't it? Really. So compare these things. But it was a time of being helpful. Also, they would go home on Boxing Day. That was very traditional. So very like the old tradition here. And would sometimes pay for the bus fare or whatever was necessary to get home the next day. So that tradition of looking after the people that serve you look after them. Isn't that right? Anyway, an interesting concept, isn't it? Let us just pray. Lord, teach us to be generous and open-hearted and give what we can, when we can, to those that we know that need more than we have, and those that we appreciate the things that they do to help life go forward. Amen. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of the holiday.